Hello everyone, welcome to Chemical Engineering Education. Let's begin today's heat exchanger simulation problem. In this video, we'll use DWSIM to simulate a cell and tube heat exchanger operating as a debutanizer condenser. The hot fluid is a hydrocarbon vapor entering the cell side at 75 degrees centigrade, 8 bar, with a flow rate increase from 15,000 kg per hour to 70,250 kg per hour. The cold fluid is cooling water flowing on the tube side at an inlet temperature of 30 degrees centigrade, pressure of 4 bar and flow rate of 85,000 kg per hour. Here is the exchanger geometry. The cell side geometry consists of 600 mm internal diameter horizontal cell with baffle spacing 450 mm and a 20% baffle cut. The tube side geometry includes 450 tubes with a tube outer diameter of 19.05 mm and inner diameter of 15.75 mm, a 25 mm triangular pitch and 2 tube passes. The fouling factor is here 0.2 square meter Kelvin per watt. Here I will use thermodynamic model as Peng-Robinson equation of state. Now objective of this simulation to determine the vapor outlet fraction and outlet temperature of the hydrocarbon stream to confirm whether the total condenser zero vapor at outlet is achieved at the increased flow rate. Now let's proceed to the DWSIM simulation. Now here I am opening DWSIM software. Just wait for a few seconds. So it is actually opening. Now it is the DWSIM the screen. So now as I am doing steady state simulation, so I am clicking create new. So here you will see that is simulation configuration wizard will open. So in introduction I don't have to do anything, so I am clicking next. Now here I have to add all this that hydrocarbon vapor composition. So here in hydrocarbon vapor composition is C3, then C4, then C4 and C5, means first is propane, isobutane, N-butane and N-propane is there. So and I have to add all this one by one. So first I have to add, that is propane. So I am adding, then I have to add isobutane, okay, then normal butane, so normal butane, and then I am adding normal pentane, normal pentane, and then for cooling water I have to add water. Okay, so I am adding all this. So first hydrocarbon mixture and then that water, then clicking next. Now here I have to select that thermodynamics properties. So here Peng-Robinson equation of state I am going to select. Okay, then clicking next. Okay, so here I am taking that customized unit, so I don't have to do anything, so I am clicking next. Okay, so here again I don't have to do anything, clicking next. Okay, so then finally finished. Now first here I have to take the heat exchanger from this palette. So from here I am taking cell and tube heat exchanger, so rigorous heat exchanger model. So here I am doing that. Okay, so now I am making bigger and changing the icon. So here color icon, so it is look like that cell and tube heat exchanger. So okay, good. Now here I am renaming everything. So first if you see here, so in the top in the cell side, in the hot fluid cell side, the hydrocarbon vapor is going on, and tube side water is coming, cold fluid. Okay, so now I have to add all this. So this is actually hydrocarbon vapor, vapor in. Okay, so that is I am just copying, and then this will be my hydrocarbon vapor out. Okay, then here that is in that tube side, water in. Okay, and then in that here that stream 4, water out. Okay, and then here in heat exchanger I also name heat exchanger. heat exchanger. Okay, so rename is okay, fine. Now I have to input the hydrocarbon steam inlet condition here. So I'm clicking here, and then here that hydrocarbon that vapor. So the temperature is 75 degree, and then pressure is 8 bar, and then I think that mass flow rate is, first I have to take 15,000. Okay, so you can see here, so 75 degree centigrade, pressure 8 bar, and it will increase 15,000 to 17,250. First I am taking 15,000. Okay, and then here I am going to that compound amount. So here propane is I think 0.11%, isobutane is 30%, means 0.3, and then N-butane is 55%, 0.55, and then N-pentane is 0.05%, and water is 0. In the hydrocarbon vapor there is no water. Okay, so you can see, if you click here, the total is 1. So here you have to do that accept. Okay, then so hydrocarbon vapor inlet condition I have input data I have already inserted, and then I am going to that water inlet. In that water inlet you can see here that temperature is 30 degree centigrade, pressure is 4 bar, and flow rate is 85,000 kg. Okay, so that we have to do. So 30 degree centigrade, then pressure is 4 bar, and then that mass flow rate is 85000. Okay, now here you have to enter, and this is 30 degree centigrade. Okay, and compound here, so this is 0 0 0 0 0, and if you normalize, so that water is 1. So water in means pure water is into that hydrocarbon. Okay, so accept. Okay, here you have to put 0 0 0 0 1 1, and then accept it. Okay, now if you see here that everything is that liquid and fraction is 1. Now here you can see, okay, so that phase is also liquid for the hydrocarbon, and the composition is propane is 0.1, isobutane 0.3, N-butane 0.55, N-pentane is 0.05, and water is 0. No, now we have to go to the heat exchanger. So here, so steam inlet, steam outlet, everything is that is already set up, means connection that is done. Now here, so what we have to do, we have to do cell and tube exchange rating. So in that exchange rating, so we have to edit that cell and tube heat exchanger properties. So if you click on that, so you will get that cell and exchanger properties. So you have to put all this data. Now if you see here, next here, so that geometry is everything is given. So I'll put everything. Okay, so now here cell in series 1, and then cell passes I can put as a 1. Okay, so 1 cell passes. Then internal diameter is here 600 mm, and fouling factor is 0.02. Okay, baffle facing is 450. Okay, and baffle cut I am taking as a 25%, and then internal diameter of the tube, that is 15.75, and then external diameter is 19.05. Okay, and length I am taking here is that is 6 meter, and again fouling factor I am taking same fouling factor as cell side, and roughness I am taking 0.05, and thermal conductivity I am taking 50. Okay, and pass per cell, that is 2. Okay, number of tube here I am taking 450, and tube spacing, that is I am taking 25, and tube in fluid in tubes, that is cold water is going on. Okay, so now everything is done. I can just close it. So I think again I have checked everything is done. Okay, so now I just solve that. Okay, so now everything is solved, because that color of the flow sheet change, I mean it become blue, means that solution is achieved. Means you can see here the flow sheet was calculated successfully. now everything is here. Okay, now if you go to the settings and object, so here we can display everything. Okay, so display temperature, pressure, mass flow rate, energy flow we don't need, so you can see here. So now if you see, so hydrocarbon is coming in 25 degrees centigrade, is it? We have to check that. Okay, 75 degrees centigrade, so that we have to change. So hydrocarbon is coming in 25 degrees centigrade. So here we have to go to the input data. Okay, that is 75. Okay, and water is 30 degrees centigrade. Okay, so we are getting something 41. So everything is, I think, done. Now here going to that that master properties table. So here I'm double clicking here. So now here if you go to that heat exchanger, where is the heat exchanger? Now here in heat exchanger I need some global heat transfer coefficient, heat exchanger area and heat load. That I need. Everything is already given in that. Now here, okay. So now here you can see that global heat transfer coefficient is that 256.412, heat exchanger area is 160.562, heat load is 1245.79. So I think this is the simulation output. Now if I change, what will happen? So this is that 15,000 kg per hour. Now if I change that 17,250, right? So if you see that heat load is 1321. Okay, so heat load will change, and the here 75, that is okay, and this is 59.61. okay, so again if I do 15,000, so if you can see heat load is 1245.79, and other things global heat transfer coefficient 256 everything, but here if I change 17,250, so you see the global heat transfer coefficient will change, heat exchanger area is 160, that will, and heat load will change. So that is the simulation setup, and we'll get the result. I hope you understood how to do the cell and tube heat exchanger, and that way you can easily calculate and you can do the that flow sheeting in the DWSIM. That's it. Thank you. I hope you like this video. Please, if you like the video, please subscribe and hit the like button. Thank you.